Alright, you guys liked my Gerald Robotnik custom figure so much that I'm making a video showing you guys how I made it. So, I ordered a new Kingpin figure, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one into a full-on Gerald Robotnik custom. So, what I have done is taken the figure partially apart. I took the head off, and I took the jacket off, and I'm going to start by sculpting Gerald's stomach. Alright, so I got most of the sculpting here on the torso done. He brought his pants up because this version of Gerald has his pants hiked up because he's an old man. I cut the regular collar off. Oh, there's a chunk of clay stuck to it. I cut the original collar off and put on one that's more accurate to the movie. I sculpted in some wrinkles and some belt loops and a belt buckle. You can do these wrinkles by taking something kind of like this. It's a little knife, little rubber knife that you can press into the clay, or you can also take little rolled clay snakes and press on there, and then flatten it down with this. This is not necessary. I didn't start using this type of stuff until I was in college, so if you don't have proper clay tools, use whatever you can. You can do a lot with your hands and just toothpicks, so don't be afraid to experiment. You definitely want to get like some fat rolls in, or like some shirt wrinkles in around his belly where his pants are kind of pushing out on his gut a little bit. Fat and skin and clothes, they're all very fluid moving, so they're going to have wrinkles and just texture. And this being a movie figure, you definitely want plenty of texture with it. That's it for now. I'm going to do the suspenders, but I'm going to do it with paper or cardboard probably after the baking is done, just because it's easier than rolling out clay. Like the belt was kind of hard to do. So yeah, I'm going to bake this and then do a couple more things to it and then get to painting. Okay, I've pretty well finished up the sculpting on the head. So I cut down the cheeks, or jowls, if you will, and smooth them over with clay. I added some clay around his eye sockets to both deepen them, and I wanted to add wrinkles. So let's see if the camera will focus. There we go. I also tried to make the tip of the nose a little more bulbous. So yeah, there's the head, body sculpted, so the next step will be to bake both of these. Alright, so I now have Gerald baked, and the clay's hard. Do yourselves a favor. Make sure you take the legs off before you sculpt it, because I took the legs off after I sculpted it and ended up having to fix the bottom part here. It broke off where the joints move. So, yeah, unfortunately with this, we will be losing the articulation here at the waist and at the abdomen crunch, but it'll be worth it for the look. Here's his head. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last panel, but I sculpted the nose as well to be a little more bulbous. But the next step is to paint. People asking how I made this. I wasn't sure how much depth they were wanting me to go. So here is what I have laid out. So for his skin, I've already got a peach paint, but to try to match his pigment a little better, I'll be adding in small amounts of red, yellow, and brown. For the shirt, it's maroon, so it's going to be mainly red and black, and I might add a little bit of blue in there to kind of bring it more towards a dark purple than a dark red. And then for his pants, they're khakis, so it's going to be white and brown, and I'll mix in little bits of yellow until I get the right shade I want. Khakis are a little more on the dark yellow side than the kind of light tan khakis. So yeah, these are that's the paint. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing around with these colors, and I will see you guys in the next shot after his torso and face is painted. Alright, so I've pretty well finished the painting on the body. It's a brown pants, red shirt, maroon shirt. I painted the belt black, put a purple stripe on it. I painted the belt buckle with a silver Sharpie marker. So that's what this is. That's nice. I made they don't look the best. I could have done a better job on the line, but made the suspenders out of cardstock paper. The buckles I painted with a silver marker. Put a black stripe down the white paper. Kind of colored it in with some pencil to give it some texture. Also, the little gold things are paper glued on there with super glue. Gold marker. Unfortunately, there's a crack here that formed in the clay because of the articulation trying to move while I was moving the figure around, working on it. I painted the shoes. It's kind of hard to tell, but they're just a dark brownish red now instead of black because Gerald has brown moccasin-looking colored shoes. There's what the back looks like. It doesn't have to look great because it's going to have a coat on, and anything sculpted or painted would just get rubbed off by the coat anyway. Again, you can just super glue this paper on. There's a little part of the neck I might try to touch up. Red bled on to the white arms. Ideally, I could have taken these off, but I couldn't get them out of their sockets, and I didn't want to break it. So I'm probably going to have to repaint the arms white, which is just fantastic. But as far as that goes, there's the body. Much more pronounced gut now. Looks a lot more like Gerald Robotnik. The head's over here. It's painted. It's just not... You can see all my junk on my desk. Yeah. But it's painted. It needs a couple more coats. I had some rub off the top of the head there. And I tried to keep the eyes because they were the right color. It didn't work out. Some sculpting stuff I'm going to try to have to fill in, but there's the color. So I'll have to repaint the lips and stuff back on, and then I'll glue the mustache and everything on. But yeah, so that's how it's coming along now, and I'll see you guys when we're close to being finished. Alright, so I've finished the painting on Gerald's head. It's obviously not as high quality as the original paint for the Marvel Legends figure because I can't do photo print technology on my desk. But it's the best that I could do. So obviously it's going to have a mustache and everything all over it when I'm done. So a lot of this is going to be covered up anyway. Where I put the sculpt on his face here, it's not completely smooth, which bothered me at first, but then I realized, maybe it's not that bad of a problem. Because, I mean, in the movie, Gerald does have stubble and stuff on his face. He's not completely clean-shaven, and that does kind of mimic the stubble look, so I'm alright with it. So, there's the head. The way I did the eyes, just little bitty little dollops of clay. I used both the paintbrush, and I used this little pointed tool. This is a sculpting tool. You just get paint on the very tip of it, just very lightly dip it in paint, and then you can go in and, with as steady of a hand as possible, go in and just kind of put your details on the way you need to. But I put brown in the eyes, black in the eyes, and I put a little white speck on top of the iris after I painted it. Then here is the body. I have one layer of clear coat on it, but it's very cold outside, so it was causing issues spraying it on, so I had to repaint a couple areas. And then the arms, unfortunately, have red pigment bled onto them. I wanted to take them out, but I couldn't figure out how to do it without breaking the figure. So I tried to be as clean as possible with the paint, and I still got red residue on them. Probably should have just masked them off, but, you learn as you go. What I've done here is I put tape around the majority of the arm, and I have a piece of cardstock paper over the inside of the figure. That way I can go through and spray paint the arms white. I don't want to brush paint them white because I don't like the way brush marks look on the final product. Spray paint looks a lot cleaner. So here's the jacket. I'll hit that with spray paint too after I'm done. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. So body's painted and everything. Just needs another layer of clear coat, and then I'll paint the arms and the jacket, and then I'll put the mustache and eyebrows on, and we'll be close to being done. Alright, so when you're doing the eyebrows and the mustache, I've got this little piece of string. that this one specifically I think came off of like a piece of clothing, like a tag or something. So what you want to do is, like, I've got an X-Acto knife here, and the little frayed ends, you just want to go ahead and cut those. And then you'll have little bits you can glue onto his face with whatever you want. Like I said, I'm going to be using E6000. What you do is just get a little dollop of glue like that. It doesn't have to be much of this stuff. And here I have, like I said, a sharp little tool, just something you can be a little precise with. And you'll paint the glue on where the eyebrows would go, like so. Then you can just get your little bits of string and glue them on there. Take some time to kind of shape it, get it how you want. And obviously this is string, so afterwards you can take your time, clean it up a little bit, maybe get a little glue on the top part so you can shape it. Yeah, and that'll kind of give you that bushy eyebrow look. And I'll clean that up afterwards. It's really hard to work on camera, but I'm trying to show you guys what my process is. Just get more of your little string, and this doesn't have to be string. This can probably be yarn or whatever you have, whatever you can find that's white. Looks similar to hair. You don't even have to do this. You could just sculpt it if you wanted. But yeah, that's how you get the eyebrows on. So mustache, what I'm only gonna do is I'm just gonna take the yarn the way it is, kind of get a length I would like, and what you do, get a little more glue. I'll just take my tool, put the dab of glue right on the center of his top lip like that. And we have our piece of yarn, again, bent to the length that you want. And you can just glue that on like that. Hold it onto his top lip. You don't want to cover his mouth up. Remember, mustaches don't grow out of your lips, they grow on top of your lip. So try to keep the mouth open. And then from here, we'll cut the mustache and fray it out. And we might add a couple extra strands to make his mustache look a little fuller. But yeah, we'll let this glue dry. And that's the main part. The other part's just, making it look decent. So there's the head. So we're near to the point where our Gerald Robotnik is completed. This is the step that took so long. It's taken me a couple weeks to get this video out. And the reason why is because I had to spray paint these arms white again. So I spray painted the arms white. I spray painted the jacket white. And then I got some clear coat and sprayed the whole figure in clear coat. Except for the face. I didn't want to gum up the mustache. So I took the head off, but I sprayed the rest of the body. I want to emphasize how important this is. Don't cheap out on your clear coat, because you can kind of see on like the painted parts, but especially here on the back, all of these air bubbles are because I bought cheap clear coat paint. And obviously that does not look good. Thankfully this will be covered up and the front doesn't look too terrible. But when you're doing this, make sure you get a decent quality clear coat paint. The white paint was just cheap stuff from the dollar store, and it seems to be doing fine. But yeah, make sure you get a good clear coat. Also, the clear coat you pick will determine whether or not the figure is glossy or matte. I kind of wish I would have. I thought I picked a matte, clear coat, but this is looking a little more glossy. Oh, also, I changed the suspenders. Since I've started this, the movie has come out on digital, so I was able to buy the movie and watch it again. And the suspenders, this is closer to what they look like. These still aren't accurate, but they're actually a bronze. I originally painted them silver. They're supposed to be bronze, so I just kind of cut them a little closer to the shape of the movie. I'm not going to worry about completely redoing it because I need to get this video out. But here's the Sharpie I used to color them bronze. And the pictures I used to make these suspenders were really hard to tell what was going on. That's why they're white with a black line. But when you watch the movie, he actually has a light blue line on each border, and then in the middle is like a pinkish red color with white. So there is a way to get these more accurate to the movie. I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, I just want to get this video out because it's taking me so long. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and put them together. I'll put his hands on, put his jacket on, and then we'll finish up this video and take a final look at the figure. Now he's all put together. Here's our completed Gerald figure. I think it goes without saying, be careful when you're putting the jacket back on so that you don't scrape any paint that you have done during the process. But here he is. Part of the reason you can see why I wasn't too worried about the suspenders is because unless you open up the coat like this, you can't really see them. The coat covers them up. So you just get that gut we sculpted and then the belt buckle. So you want to make sure you do a decent job on the belt buckle. Some silver paint probably would have done better than the Sharpie marker I used. It is still silver. The belt is black with a purple line painted through it. It's hard to tell on camera. So there you go. Things I learned, like I said, don't get cheap clear coat. When you are painting it, make sure it's warm. It took me a while to get this made because I live in the Midwest and we had this really big snowstorm. It lasted a couple weeks, so I couldn't really spray paint the figure like I needed to because it was too cold outside. But yeah, if you had a piece of wire, you could probably bend it and make a little pair of glasses for him. I wanted to do that, but I don't have any wire on me. If that is an option you could do. So here he is. He did in the movie have like a little cinch back here on his lab coat, because this is actually more of a suit coat since it was a Kingpin figure. If you wanted to make it look more like a lab coat, you could probably take a piece of paper before you paint it white again, and then just glue it on there, make a little cinch. I'm not really that worried about it, but there you go. There's our completed Gerald Robotnik figure. I probably would display him with his knees bent a little bit more. Just to kind of give him more that old man look, kind of hunch him over a little bit. There we go. Have him looking up. He didn't use a cane in the movie. He's actually a pretty spry 110-year-old man. But the Kingpin figure did come with a cane if you wanted to give it to him. So yeah, there's our Gerald Robotnik. Hopefully this was in-depth enough for whoever was wanting the full breakdown of how I made this. Alright guys, I hope you liked this figure. Until next time, I do have a couple more custom videos planned. I'm going to do the battle damaged Robotnik. That video is already in the works. And then I told a couple people that I would make an Agent Stone how-to video, so I'm going to be working on that one as well. I just need time to get them out. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this first custom how-to video, and to the future. Have a great day, God bless, and I'll see you all next time.